Good afternoon. Today is October 7th, and we are in the fig greenhouse here in southern Illinois. This is Fig and Fruit Nursery and Orchard, and everybody's been talking about, so what's been your best fig of the year? Well, for market garden in a greenhouse in this climate, I think that this is my winner right here. And this fig is Borges Oat Grease, also known as Socorro Black, which we'll also look at, and Violet Sepor. Uh, it it will dry on the tree without issue. Without issue. It keeps well in the fridge for 14 days. You don't have to worry about it getting any mold. You can actually pick it at this stage of ripeness, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. It has a good tight eye. You don't have to worry about bugs as much or anything like that. It doesn't split. You don't have to worry about mold. It keeps well in storage, and it is really delicious. Let's go back here and get us a Socorro Black and have a look. See, they are the same, but I want to show them both because I have two very large trees of this. I want you to see how big my 3-year-old. This is my 3-year-old Borges Oat Grease tree. And you can see it has several figs on it still, and it's still ripening. But we're pretty much gonna, get a full crop. We got probably 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks maybe before first frost. I've been kind of letting figs hang. There's one over there. Looks like it's got a drop of honey in the eye way over there. We'll have to get a picture of that. But this, it fruits very well. It grows well. Let's go have a look at this Socorro Black. Okay, this is my Socorro Black tree. Let's pick a couple figs off of it that's pretty ripe. Here's one up here above my head. Let's get it. It might not be quite as ripe as that Borges Oat Grease. Has a good tight eye. Here's a Socorro Black that is as ripe. You can see but look, good tight eye every time. And this thing, the skin doesn't give you a problem when it rains outside. It doesn't start to peel. This thing just really has the right type of skin and texture for a greenhouse here in this climate. Some don't. For an instance, a Mount Etna variety, when it rains outside, its skin wants to, when you touch it, it wants to tear. This fig does not do that in here. Let's go have a look at the inside of these. This is the inside of my Socorro Black tree. You can see how big it is. It's as big as my wrist. Alright, here we got them lined up. This is the Borges Oat Grease, and this is the Socorro Black. Both excellent. I mean, this fig's a little bit smaller, but they're the same. I mean, let's have a look-see here. There's the Socorro Blacks. I'm going to move this over to this side. Move these over. All right, let's cut these Borgia soaked greases open. The skin is nice and tough on these. I think it's just got that. They usually have a chewy type of skin, but there, as you can see, there's Socorro Black, these four, and Borgia soaked grease here. But they're the same fig. So you can grow either one of these or both, your best cultivar that you have, basically. And while we're here, we're going to go ahead and look at our number 2, Caltodom Nori. And honestly, you can take Caltodom Nori, Caltodom Gigantina, and Caltodom Mutante and throw them all together because they are all equally the same. Caltodom Nori. Perfectly ripe. And this fig will keep for 2 weeks in the fridge. And it, you like I said, the only mark I have is that it doesn't handle it doesn't handle the humidity like Borgia soaked grease does. Chewy skin with that wonderful cherry. I don't know. The skin's got a little bit of a cherry, dried cherry flavor. It's really good though, and it's sweet. And the skin's perfect. It doesn't. You won't get no mold on it in 2 weeks in your fridge or nothing like that. It'll just dry. So that's my number 2 commercial fig of the season, along with all of its counterparts. Just a little late for me. We'll get, honestly, we're probably going to get 3/4 of the crop off of our Caltodom trees. So you definitely do want to have this in your commercial greenhouse for late picking, because at this point in this area, there's no fruit at the farmer's market. I don't care what it is. So, figs could dominate if you have some lates. You need a good even spread of early, mid-season, and late season so that you have a nice long season to pick in. So that's my thoughts on some of my commercial varieties and how they look this year for farmers marketing. All right, there's that. Let's cut it open where you can see what it ripens like at that stage. It's not real juicy, and if you'd put it in the fridge in a few days, it'll ripen up some more. That's still a good stage. Still has a lot of flavor. Oh yeah, you can see that red tint in there. Wow, that's really sweet. While it don't look like it's fully ripe, I assure you, it didn't need another day. That's perfectly ripe for me. Oh wow. And something else about this fig here, if you slice it and dehydrate it, it's like cooked peaches. To me, it tastes just like cooked peaches when you dehydrate it. So, yellow longneck is also a really good commercial variety. Like I said, I wouldn't say it's not number 1. Maybe number 3. I couldn't, and my Caltodoms are definitely number 2. The only reason that I would say the Caltodoms are not higher than a number 2 is number 1 because they're late. So that's a strike against them. And number 2, if it rains outside, they will crack and swell where the Socorro Black Borgia Soap Grease. Outside rain for 3 or 4 days, real heavy atmosphere, it doesn't bother it. So there's that one. And while we're well, I wanted to show this tree here. This is my white Madeira tree, and it's rather large, as you can see. We've been getting quite a bit of fruit out of it. I had to go back there and find a piece. It's got some nice cracks on it. Has a nice tie-dye. Let's have a look-see at this one. Oh yeah. That's about where we pick them for market. You can see it just pulls away. That's right where I like them. Perfect for market. This is a real good market tree. These things hold up really good in the fridge. And it's a large tree. It grows real well in the greenhouse. We're going to get a big portion of the crop off of it. It's still, you can see, it's still got a lot of figs on it up through the top there. But we've already picked about half of them. Because we've been picking on this tree about 3 weeks now. And we've been picking a few leaves off of it here and there. And you can see the low organ system it's on down here at the base. This is how I kind of trained it and didn't train it at the same time. I need to cut a bunch of this other upright stuff in here out. Probably need to eliminate all of these here coming out this way, and maybe keep one of these and maybe this here and this here. We'll trim it back down to here, but then this stuff in here we need to cut all the way back to the base and let some of the other, we'll keep some of that other going that way. Maybe that far out stuff we'll cut back so it ain't quite as protruding out, but it makes a lot of cuttings this way and it produces a lot of fruit. So this is my white Madeira #1. It's got a lot of cuttings on it this year. So if you're really looking for a really good fig, commercial fig that will market, you can take to the farmer's market in a greenhouse in zone 7A, and I don't have no heat in here, zone 7A or warmer, and you may be able to do this in 6. I would think you could do this in 6B without a problem. This would be a perfect variety even in 6B. This is going to be one of the best ones you're going to get, and it generally only takes about 12 figs to make a pound out of this. So that's kind of how they weigh out. So Borgia Soap Grease, Socorro Black. That's my #1 fig for the farmer's market for 2024. Thanks for watching.